This is just perfect because I know that when I started writing about NIL, I think it was like 2018 or 2019. The stat was that it was like a $900 million industry at that time. And so I'm just curious. I'm like, what is it now?
I'd probably say even more than that. There's different buckets, I'd say, for NIL. There's the collective deals, which a collective is basically a group of donors that have come together to pool resources and create deals for athletes, circumventing a loophole to actually pay the athletes, essentially for their roster value. And okay, come to school and you have these deal opportunities. And there's ways to do that permissibly, legally within the NCAA rules. And then there's NIL, the traditional route of endorsement deal with a marketing company, a brand that has nothing to do with the school. They don't care what school the athlete goes to. It's about that athlete's brand, and they're trying to tap into that athlete's community and followers. I have no doubt it's a billion-dollar industry and continuing to grow.
Yeah. When it started, I don't know if you know the timeline of this, but did the transfer portal and NIL start at the same time, or was it NIL got passed and then the transfer portal?
Transfer portal came slightly after. This is an interesting, and it's only lining up more because athletes now, through the NCAA continuing to get sued left and right by restricting athletes' rights, now athletes can transfer more than once right now. So that's going to increase it. But it all came together pretty much around the same time, is how I look at it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the exact timeline. And then I know that for high school athletes, it's still governed by their local rules and their state rules. Is that right? Or is it likely that a high school athlete can monetize off of NIL, or is that not happening yet?
Yeah, so it's only a matter of time before everyone will have access to NIL because I've been an athlete rights advocate for over a decade. And how I got into it was the same concept of how is how is it that college athletes are the only American citizens without the right to their own name and image? If you think about it, if you zoom out and really think about that is ridiculous in 2023. And so it's only a matter of time. For international athletes, our visa regulations are just outdated. So international athletes can't monetize their name and image right now. That goes to our visa laws have not been updated since 1996. So they haven't been updated since before the internet, before social media, before remote work was ever a thing. And so the way that the visa laws were written didn't even conceptualize the internet. And so they just don't make sense with today. So that'll be updated. The high school aspect, it's legal in about, I think, 32 states right now. So 32 states allow it. Now, there is a critical detail to understand this point. Prospective student athletes, so like your typical high schooler, 16, 17-year-old, they can do NIL deals under NCAA rules. What it is at the state level is actually the high school association is prohibiting it in certain states. If the high school student only plays club sports, travel ball, and they don't even care about their high school team, then they can go ahead and do it right now, regardless. But if they want to play high school sports, they have to abide by the high school association rules. And about 18 states have not changed their rules yet. But I'll tell you, they will be changing it in the next year or so. I know Florida and Georgia and a lot of the southern states are the ones that are lagging. They're all looking at it in January, February, March on potential changes. So that should be changing hopefully in the very, very near future.